Greetings everyone, my name is Eugene and I'm an SAT teacher working at Hackers. Today I'll provide a short introduction of the American college admissions process and discuss the strategies that you need to get accepted to the college of your dreams. Now, many Korean students preparing for college admissions think that simply having a high SAT score or GPA will get them into the most prestigious schools in the US. So they focus too much time on getting high scores. Of course, it is true that colleges consider scores as a type criterion for judging an applicant, and scores should be the basic foundation of your applications. But one thing you should never overlook is the fact that Ivy Leagues and other top schools in the US do not simply look for a student who just studies all day in school. In fact, many schools pay close attention to the student and who that person is. They want to find out many things, such as the student's experiences, goals, or motivation for applying to their school. And so they may check college application essays and interviews to know more about the student. Therefore, in order to gain admission to a good school, you must first find out the conditions for acceptance to the school, and you should follow a step-by-step procedure to develop a well-developed application. There are several key points that applicants need to consider for college admissions, and I'll explain each of them briefly. First, let's take a look at the features of the current SAT. The SAT is scored on a 1,600-point system, and it consists of two main sections and one optional. The first section is the evidence-based reading and writing section, which is a 65-minute reading test and a 35-minute writing and language test. The second section is an 80-minute math test, and the final optional section is a 50-minute essay. A main feature or a special feature of the SAT is that it uses rights-only scoring, which means that there is no grade penalty for choosing the wrong answer. So you should always guess if you're running out of time. The reading test is intended to test students on practical literary skills that they need for college. So students solve problems based on authentic documents from history, science, social studies, and other texts covered in school. The writing and language test focuses on grammar, context, vocabulary, and graph usage from passages. Students read long passages and answer questions based on evidence in each paragraph. The math section focuses on real-world knowledge to check whether the applicant is well prepared for college. There is a high emphasis on algebra and problem solving. In addition, the use of calculators is allowed in certain sections of the SAT. The essay is an optional section of the SAT and is scored separately. However, nearly all colleges in the top 50 rankings require the submission of an essay score, so it is strongly recommended that you take the essay section to be accepted to a top university. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering, so how can I prepare for college admissions? Well, to prepare for college admissions, you first have to be aware of some of the recent trends in the college admissions process. To start off, in recent years, universities have been seeking to attain more diversity on campus, so they are offering more admissions opportunities to transfer students and international students. In addition, the number of online applications has been increasing as well, thanks to such systems as a Common App. As a result, more and more people are applying to American schools than ever before. Therefore, the acceptance rates for many prestigious universities are on a steady decline and may continue to go down for the years to come. So you have to plan ahead accordingly, and I'll show you how in a few minutes. Here are the acceptance rates for some of the top universities in the US. As you can see, Stanford and other top universities' acceptance rates are quite low. Of course, there are still many good universities out there that accept applicants at higher acceptance rates. So you should do some research and find out which dream colleges will offer you a good chance of acceptance. Another very important trend these days is that more and more universities are paying close attention to an applicant's so-called demonstrated interest in their schools. That is, universities want to find out if an applicant really wants to enroll and become a part of their school community. These days, they don't just check unusual content in an application, such as test scores or essay. They also want to see if the applicant will be truly committed to their school. They want to know if the student has been actively seeking information about their school, whether it is through college fairs or campus visits. They value commitment, so they will take the students' early action very seriously, which I'll explain later. So now that you know all this, you have to take all the necessary steps to prepare. So here are 8 principal strategies that all students need to consider to be good candidates for top schools. The first one is the applications process. 2 words: start early. Many students tend to wait at the last minute to apply to schools and end up submitting low-quality, rushed applications that could have been better developed with proper preparation. So start preparing right now. First, start looking for all the schools that you want to go to. Take note of all the required details that you need to include in your applications, such as required essays, awards, and extracurricular activities you've done in school. And then check for all the deadlines for the documents that you need to submit. You should always keep these things in mind throughout the whole process. One feature that you could help you save much time is the application. In the applications is a common application. In recent years, the common application has been a highly useful feature for college applicants, since it allows one application to be sent easily to many different universities. With the exception of UC or California state schools, most universities accept common applications, so try to use this feature as much as you can to save yourself the trouble of writing the same documents over and over. Find out more about it through www.commonapp.org. Now, I must repeat that you first have to find out all the materials and conditions that each school requires and prepare them beforehand to avoid any future headaches. The second one is early decision and early action. Take note of these 2 special types of early applications. Both of these applications are submitted around October or November, which is much earlier than the regular submission deadline. And as such, admissions results are also received much earlier, usually around December or January. The standard regular decision application is usually submitted by early January, and the results usually arrive between March or May. You can also take the SAT up to the day of the application deadline if you plan to apply through regular decision. The key difference between early decision and early action is that an early decision application can be sent to only one college. And if you are admitted, you are required to attend only that college. On the other hand, an early action application can be usually sent to many colleges, and you can choose which school you want to attend. The greatest benefit of applying through these 2 methods is that it demonstrates your firm commitment to the school that you want to attend. And this can improve your chance of admission to that school. Therefore, early decision or early action is an excellent choice for students who have already received good SAT scores and already know what school to go to and what major to choose. And as I said before, the idea of demonstrated interest is an extremely important criterion to elite in universities these days. So don't miss this opportunity to show your interest through these methods. Visit www.collegeboard.com for more information on test dates, so you can prepare test scores for early applications. Keep in mind that the US and Korean test dates are different, and take all the necessary steps early to save yourself from the trouble later. Plan your schedule according to what score you need and when you need to submit your scores. The third is SNS, or social networking. A recent trend among many American college admissions officials is to find out more information on each applicant through his or her SNS. That is, social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. As such, if you currently use social media, be sure to broadcast only information that shows you in a positive light. Regularly update your pages in a way that would reflect your strengths and achievements. For example, you can show photos of your experiences at a volunteer service or write meaningful blogs that demonstrate your sincere thoughts and feelings. Try to show yourself as a positive thinking leader or a team player. And whatever you do not show anything that might look frivolous to admissions officers, such as party pictures or jewelry that you bought yesterday. Next, we have extracurricular activities and volunteer services. For the sake of college admissions, choose these activities wisely. They will represent your image and show college who you are. and they will help admissions officers decide whether you are a good candidate for their school. It is important to choose clubs and activities that colleges will consider as relevant to their school standards. Don't join a club just for fun. Join a club that can somehow show college officials your passion and sense of leadership. If you are a student below 10th grade, try to join many different types of community activities in school, such as art, music, and sports clubs, and see which ones interest you. And after you choose the ones you like, commit yourself to those clubs all the way to your senior year. Long-term commitment is important because it shows that you will have a steady, long-term dedication to the things that you do. And it tells college officials that you will actively contribute to the school community when you attend college. As for volunteer service, the most important thing is not what work you did or how many hours you worked, but rather how relevant the service was to your field of study and how much commitment you have shown in it. All of these activities or achievements should be included in some way in your application essays to help your chances of acceptance. 5 is having sufficient background knowledge of the school. It is important to do research on the college you are applying to beforehand. As I stated earlier, one major criterion is that colleges recently considered is how much interest the applicant has for the school. Try to do some research on each college's official homepage and express your interest in pursuing a major when you write your college application essays. Go to college fairs and fill out information cards to schools. Another thing you can do is visit the school and talk to the school counselors to show how much you are interested in their program. Such actions will greatly improve your appeal to these college officials. The 6th one is talent. If college applicants have all equally good GPA, SAT, and TOEFL scores, college officials will then try to judge each applicant's merits and abilities by finding out any distinctive qualities he or she may have. As I stated earlier, having good scores alone is not good enough for you to get accepted to a top university. American colleges have held on to the long tradition of admitting students from special and diverse backgrounds. So it is crucial for you to demonstrate achievement in things other than schoolwork. Any special awards or recognitions that you have received is definitely counts as a plus in your applications. So if you're still in the 1st or 2nd year of high school, find out any talent or special skill that you have and keep developing the talent through clubs or classes. And if possible, try to compete frequently in many competitions to show effort and possibly gain some awards. If you decide to participate in art or music clubs and receive some awards, you can include them in the art section, the art supplement section of your applications. And if you received an award in any science or debate competitions, you can include it in the academic awards section of the common application. Next is the application essay. It goes without saying that the essay is one of the most important parts of college admissions. Aside from the GPA, SAT, and other scores, the application essay is probably the best way for you to advertise yourself effectively and show your strengths to the schools that you are applying to. It is a chance for you to make yourself shine and let the officials know who you are as a person and what kinds of skills or potential you have. And most of all, it will help differentiate you from all other applicants that might have the same scores as you do. So because of this, you have to make the essay count. Try to show them all the good qualities that you have in your essay. Try to include any personal experience that you have had, your passion, your future goals, activities, difficult challenges, and achievements, or even daily findings in life. There are many different types of essays that you can write, and most top schools require multiple ones. Find out exactly what types of essays each school requires and prepare those essays accordingly. And of course, when writing essays, start early. In fact, try to get most of it done even before you start preparing and sending your applications. Writing essays while sending college applications will be difficult and time-consuming, and the lack of time will prevent any room for creative development and editing. Plus, a rushed essay will not give a good impression to the school that you want to go to. Therefore, never leave the essay to the last minute. Always start early so that you will have enough time to create your own special story and express your thoughts and feelings in ways that show your merits. The 8th and final aspect is your high school transcript and test scores. Your GPA will be calculated on a 4.0 scale and will include your grades from freshman to senior year. In Korea, that will mean your third year of middle school and all of high school. Now, of course, having good grades is important, but the quality of your course load is just as crucial. All top schools consider any challenging courses that you have taken to prepare yourself for college. Moreover, having a number of AP, honors, or other college prep courses with high grades on the transcript will certainly reflect a good applicant who takes challenges and makes an effort. Therefore, try to take a few challenging courses, especially during your junior and senior years. Show the colleges that you are not afraid to tackle hard classes. And if possible, every year, try to raise your scores higher than the previous year to show that you can always improve as time passes. As for test scores, if you need to take the TOEFL, each school has a minimum score requirement. So check all schools to find out what they require. And once you meet that requirement, you don't need to spend any more time on getting a higher TOEFL score. And the next step will be to prepare for the SAT, subject tests, and the AP IB tests. You should invest the most time in the SAT. Just like TOEFL, visit each school's site to find out the minimum SAT scores necessary for admission and make an effort to achieve those scores. For more information on the SAT score requirements, you can visit www.princetonreview.com and click Find a College to check each school's average SAT score ranges. Now, after getting the scores that you need, decide which schools you want to apply to based on 3 categories. The 3 categories are reach schools, which are schools that are hard to get into, target schools, which are schools that perfectly match your GPA and test scores, and safety schools, which are the ones that will always guarantee admission. Since university acceptance rates are decreasing these days, try to apply to as many schools as possible, as listed here. And finally, we come to the summer vacation of the junior year. The summer is the most crucial period of the applications process because it is the time to start assembling application materials as well as prepare for the SAT or any other tests that you may still need to take. Keep in mind that some college admissions officials want to know what you did during the summer break, so make that break count. For those of you who have not yet received a good SAT score by the summer period will be the last chance for you to prepare for the SAT and raise your score. You must make it a priority to study hard for the SAT and take your final shot. On the other hand, if you already received a good SAT score, the summer will be a good time for you to look for summer camps or internships to develop skills and include experiences or achievements in your applications. And these will look quite attractive to colleges. So these are the fundamental strategies for American college admissions. I ask all parents to help guide their children well through this process. And for the students, never forget, start early and always be actively involved in anything you do. This is Eugene of Hackers, and I wish you all good luck in your college admissions.
점수 잡는 Hackers.